Everyone, welcome to the expanded version of the webinar for Trading Access. Let's see, my name's Bryan McAfee, if you don't know already. I'm briefly going to be going over Trading Access, what it is, what it's about, how it's used. I'm going to cover a few other things in this. It's not going to be 100% about that. Things like what you would want to look for when you are buying a system. I will say upfront here, 100% Trading Access is not for everybody. That is why I tell anybody who is interested in the system, please contact me before you get the system, or even if you consider getting it, contact me so I can make sure that it is for you. It is definitely not for everybody. A few things about the system. If you're looking for a system that gives you magical mystery arrows, it just tells you trade, gives you 30 to 50 trades a day, hell, even 20 to 30 trades a day, again, it's probably not for you. If you're looking to learn to trade properly and that you're serious about trading, then I'd say maybe this is for you, but still check with me first. This style of trading may not be for you. So, we'll get going. Let me go to the not so fun page. This is the warning: currency trading offers amazing profit potential, but it also includes large risk potential. Before you get started trading in the foreign exchange market, you should consider your investments, goals, objectives, trading experience, blah, blah, blah. Let's let you read it. Basically, is what this says is there is definitely a potential for loss, especially if you don't have self-control, you don't have a plan, you don't have money management, you have no clue what you're doing. If you're going to trade, that I will repeat, only use discretionary money. What that means is you don't go out and deposit your rent money 30 days or 15 days before it's due, because there's a good chance that most likely you're going to lose it. Until you know what you're doing and you become consistent, even then you still don't want to trade with your rent money. You trade with your beer money, you trade with your I don't know, trade, but not your grocery money, your rent money, your electricity money. I've seen a lot of people get into a hole because they thought binary options was super simple. Well, I'll throw $500 down at the beginning of the month, and by the end of the month I'll have doubled it, and I'll have rent plus some money to spend, and they've lost their apartments. Okay, so a little bit about me. I started off trading in 2008 in the Forex field. A friend of mine was a broker, and at the time I was working for a hospital making some pretty decent money. Ended up dropping 20K, blew it. So I did 20K again, blew it, and me being stupid and hard-headed, could not understand how something as simple as the stock market, well, at the time Forex and stocks, was beating me. I considered myself a pretty intelligent guy, but I ended up blowing 60K before I got it through my head that this wasn't as simple as just buy and sell. My friend the broker didn't care because I was throwing money at him like crazy. I took a break after that. The one thing that I did find out during that time, losing all this money, was that I did have a passion for trading. I really enjoyed it, and it was something that I was definitely interested in actually learning and mastering. To this day, I still haven't mastered it, and I'm still learning. I don't think you ever actually master trading. I learn something new, I would say, on a weekly basis. I give a lot of credit to that to my students, or just from talking to people and having an open mind. It's one of the biggest things you're going to need in becoming successful as trading, is an open mind, willing to take criticism, and willing to listen to people who know more than you do, and in some cases willing to listen to anyone, even people that don't know more than you do. They still have opinions that are valid, and they still have some excellent ideas or valid points to bring up to you. So if you're considering getting into trading, the first thing you need is an open mind. Be willing to take criticism, and just admit if you don't know it. Simply saying, I don't know, will help you out a lot more. There is the thing that says there are no stupid questions. There are some stupid freaking questions, but be willing to ask them and be willing to take criticism. Okay, so who should use a trading system? There's things like price action trading, and then I guess you could say technical trading, which would be based on a system. If you're new to trading or a novice and you have little to no idea what you're doing, Trading Access would work for you, but before you got it, I would probably send you off to a couple websites to learn the basics, and I can help you along with questions and things like that if you don't know the basics. The majority of people who purchase my system or get my system, they're intermediate level traders looking for structure to their trading to become more consistent. And most of the people I get, and don't take this the wrong way, if you're one of them, they were just a steaming mess. I won't say the other part of that. They were a mess. They were trading. They had a general idea of how the market works, but they had no plan, no structure, no consistency, and no money management, or one of the above, or all of the above. all those things combine to make you a successful trader. So it is something you need. Using a trading system with a set strategy, set rules, and set money management is an excellent way to kind of break through that wall where you're, and I guarantee you'll probably half the people watching this video there, where you've been trading binary options a year, you're no longer losing money, but you're not making money either. You've had the same $500 or $200 sitting in your account. Your balance goes up and down, up and down. For me, that means you have a lack of structure somewhere. Something is missing, so you can put that whole picture together and get your light bulb moment on how to become a successful trader. I probably covered a little bit of this, but why use a trading system? Using a rules-based trading system helps to build the discipline and consistency that in a lot of cases can help you become a successful trader. Can't talk today. Let me grab a drink of water. It can also help you to overcome the fear and greed that in many cases paralyzes a trader. So just reviewing that real quick, the number one thing that I'd say there is discipline and consistency are what makes a good trader. I've seen some traders that have been losing so much though that they want to trade, but they're either one, scared, so they don't take trades, they sit all day looking at charts and they're afraid to place trades, or two, they're so greedy that they will place trades all day long, lose, and they have a nice amount of money, load up the account again. They figure eventually they're just going to get it, something's going to click. But they're not using discipline or consistency, so most likely they are just going to eventually fail. Each trade placed is governed by a predetermined set of rules that does not deviate unless market actions dictate so. I will break that down into plain English because I don't know what I was thinking when I typed it like that. Each trade is governed by a set of rules, and the rules do not deviate unless market action dictates so. What that means, breaking it down into plain English, is every trade you take will be following a set of rules. You will not trade every single day, and that's kind of a thing that's one of the things that I see people failing when they're trading, because they will have 5 great days on a day when market conditions just suck. Then they keep trading, and those 5 days all of a sudden are down to 0 profit. And that's where a lot of people you see with their account going up and down, up and down. One of the biggest things you need to do or need to learn is learn when your system, whether it's trading access or anything else, learn when and what type of market conditions it works with. If you can identify how you're trading with what market conditions, that's probably one of the biggest steps you're going to take towards becoming successful. Realizing that you are not going to trade every day and then sticking to that's going to be one of the hardest things I see for people to do. Because, I mean, to be honest, a lot of people when they get into trading, they're very excited. It is a lucrative way to make money if you can have self-control. And a lot of people don't have that when they first start. They just see trade, 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 and all they see in their eyes are dollar signs. So that is going to be part of it. Another thing that I will say is simplicity in training. I use the same charts you see. It's a system, not a strategy. A strategy, I'm not going to get into that too much. But basically, everyone's not trades, everyone's charts are the exact same, which basically allows for an accelerated learning curve depending on your skill set. Now, if you jump in and you think in a week you're going to be going live and trading and hitting 65% ITM weekly, unless you're a very skilled trader or you have a background in trading, I would say no. On average, I'd say 2 weeks, 30 days, some people 2 months, some people even 4 months. Everyone has different amount of times they can trade per day, and their learning curve is different. So one of the things, and I say this a lot, is if you're looking to buy a system, jump in and become successful overnight, that's not going to happen. Even with a coach or a mentor, it's not going to happen. A big part of it is following the system, but the other part of it is learning a little bit of price action. I know that's a dirty word for some people, but price action is not as hard as you think. It's just learning a few little tricks and tips that can help you out. Plus, if you don't know it and you're in a room full of people using the same system as you, you can ask, is today a good day for trading? Or you can say, here's the trade I took. I give you feedback when you send me your charts, or you can ask in the room and get feedback from the people in the room. So that would probably be my reasons for using a trading system. So, learning the ropes, and I wanted to make this very clear. You're the holy grail, not the system. Not my system, not anyone's system. There is no holy grail out there. You are the only one that can, I guess, be the holy grail. back to learning the ropes. The first thing you have to realize is it's not get rich quick. This is a grind. If you're looking to get rich quick, I don't know where to go, because if there was a way, I'd probably be doing it, to be honest. Nothing in life is going to be just handed to you on a plate and you say, okay, thank you, unless you win the lottery. I think that's about the only way it's going to, or you have a rich uncle that dies. Trading is a grind. It is, when you first start, it'll be exciting. It's fun. For me, I've been doing it over 3 years, so for me, it's a job. And I honestly, most days, I'll look for a reason not to trade, and I will look for a reason to trade. That's probably why it's so easy for me to sit out on a bad market day. I will get into a little bit more about that. The second thing I'd say is find what works for you and stick to it, whether it's trading access, Ichimoku, EMAs. Find what works for you, what you can comprehend and understand, and stick with it. How they say a jack of all trades, in the Forex market, being a jack of all trades is not good. You want to be able to understand something in and out so that you can be able to succeed. Being a jack of all trades in Forex, the stock market, it will kill you. The last thing I'd say, and this is going to vary for person to person, you need to be willing to put in the time to learn and the effort to learn. For example, with trading access, I ask that you send me charts, but I would say 25% of the people that get my system, they get it and never respond back to me. The only time I hear from them is when an update's put out. Ask them how they're doing, and they're like, I'm doing 60, 65%, but it's not consistent, and I'm still not making money. And I say, well, send me your chart, send me your money management, and I never hear from them again. You tell me you're doing 60, 65%, you start sharing your charts with me and your money management, I guarantee, well, I'm not going to say guarantee, because there's always the off chance, but I can pretty much say that I can tell you what you're doing wrong so you can start making money. I mean, that kind of sums it up for learning the ropes. Basically what it comes down to is you need to be willing to put in the time. You need to be able to listen to someone, take criticism, and get positive and negative feedback. I mean, I'm not bitching out my students all the time saying, no, you're stupid. I have some of them that on a week, they blow me away with what they've learned in a week and what kind of results they get. But then the next week, they lose their mind and do horrible. It's learning to control their emotions where it comes in that they start getting consistent and start making money. Okay, I've said consistent I don't know how many times so far. So we're going to take a few of the things that what you want to look at with any system or anything. The first thing you want to do is, however you're trading, whether with trading access or something else, you want to become consistent, at least around 65% weekly. This will depend on your broker's payout. I say 65% weekly because I use Markets World, and they probably have some of the worst payouts in the industry. But since I'm a U.S. trader, I'm kind of limited by what I can use. So I am, how do you put it? I'm just stuck. That simplifies it enough. I'm stuck with Markets World. I also trade Forex, so that's a different story, but it helps out with my binary option trading. I have everything divided up. On a day when trading access is running good, on a ranging market, I'll use that. On a trending market like today, I didn't even know. I opened up my charts for 5 minutes. I looked at it was just all news. And I just closed my binary option charts. I opened up my 4-hour charts, and I traded spot and Forex, scalping, if you want to put it that way. Okay, so once you become consistent, one of the things you need to do during that is have a money management plan. If you don't have money management, the consistency doesn't matter. I will say this, and this is from experience. Over the last 3 years, I can say 50% of the people, maybe 60, and this is bad because listen to what I'm going to say. About 50 to 60% of the people who have become consistent, i.e. hitting over 65% weekly, have still not made money. Why? Because their money management was horrible. They got cocky and they started revenge trading when they became consistent because they're like, well, hell, I'm hitting 65% of my trades. I lost a trade. Let me martingale it. Then they lose again. Now their money management's out of whack, they're revenge trading, and all of a sudden they're not making money, but their consistency's over 65%, but they're not making money due to this, the money management skills, and revenge trading. And it just happens to be a bad string. So what'll happen is they say, well, I'm still over 65%, I'm going to make money. But because they're not following money management, their account slowly dwindles down to nothing. Well, then they say, okay, well, I'm going to reload my account, I can do it this time. After they do it 2 or 3 times and continue to blow their account, but they're above 60% where they should be making money, they kind of get discouraged and just vanish. I will say I've had a couple students come back after doing that and taking a 6 month break. I had one come back after almost a year and a half, and those two that did come back and they said they're ready, they are doing well now. One of the things is, even after you've mastered these three, going live changes everything. I can say from experience, when I went live, it was a nightmare for me. I was the person that for the first 3 to 6 months, I was hitting damn near 70%, but because my money management and revenge trading were there, all of a sudden I was barely making any money. I did not realize it until I went back and I said, screw it, I'm a professional now, I don't need a journal. So I started keeping a journal, and it went until I could see it in my face. I was the one screwing myself. I've said this in other webinars. If you're making over 60% and you're not making a profit, go look in the mirror and cuss yourself out. It is your damn fault. That's basically what I had to go through. Once I went live, I had to go look in the mirror and cuss myself out because it was my fault I wasn't making money. I was making a little bit. I was dipping into my nest egg that I had for when I went live. Okay, so before we look at charts or anything about the system, what I want to say, and I am not, how would you say, I'm not touting my own bell here or trying to brag. What I want to cover is what you want to look for before you buying any system. The number one thing is you want to be able to communicate with the owner or the seller or the developer. And if you can't, that's your number one warning that you probably isn't a good system to get into. You need to be able to communicate with them beforehand, ask questions. Hell, I tell people, do not buy my system unless you talk to me first, because I want to know if it's going to work for you. I want to know if it's something that's for you, or I'll recommend something else for you. If you're a trend trader, I'm saying don't buy it. If you like higher time frames, I'm not going to tell you to buy it, because you won't get enough trades out of it. While we're on that subject, and I'll get to it when we look at the charts. So communicating with the owner or seller. Now, I'm going to say, yes, that's available for me. I'm available on Skype and 2 different forums. All you have to do is hit me up on Skype, ask questions beforehand so you can make sure that it is something that you can use and it's for you. The second thing I'd say is you need to be able to speak to other members. If you can't speak to other members, how in the hell do you know if the system even works? Whether it's through Skype or forums. And again, I'm not touting my own horn here, but I offer a Skype room. Here's forums. I'll show you. We have forums so that people can come in and ask questions. I have a Skype room so that you can come in, and before you even buy, I'll add you into the Skype room for 24 to 48 hours so you can speak to other members. I think that is one of the most important things in the world, is being able to speak to people who are currently using it, and of course being able after that to still be able to stay in communication with the person who made the system, who helped you out, and have a way to communicate to them. I use Skype and the forums for that. Plus, I even have a live chat room I'm in every day where I stream my charts. I answer questions live because, to be honest, my typing skills suck. If you see spelling issues on this presentation, you'll probably realize how bad my spelling is. The last thing I'd say is you want to see the system before you buy it. This is just common sense for purchasing anything. How many people are going to go out and buy a car before they get to go talk to the freaking car dealer? How many of it you're going to go online and talk to other people in the car, or you're going to go look up reviews of the car? That all falls into the Skype and the forums. And then for the last thing you want to do, you want to see the car before you buy it. So many people offering systems out there show a screen full of trade results from a broker that are most likely doctored up to look pretty, and they're telling you that it's 80%, 90% ITM ratio, and it's just, to be very blunt, a full crock of shit. Don't fall for that kind of crap. If you can't communicate with the owner, first flag. If you're not able to speak to other members, second flag. If they don't have forums or something like that where you can go in and review, third flag. And if you cannot see the system before you buy it, at least get a screenshot, take a look at it. Then screw them. Go find something else. Hopefully I made that clear. And again, I'm not trying to promote myself. When I say that, I'm saying that's just common sense before you buy anything. Why, when it comes down to binary options or Forex systems, do they expect you to buy something before you even get an explanation? You can see it, you can talk to them. They just expect you to take it at their word that I'm going to get you 80%, no explanation why or how it works. Just trust me, give me your money. And if you look in Forex, in the binary options world, the pricing's kind of it's kind of calm. Over in the Forex world, you have people charging thousands of dollars for an unproven system. Literally $6,999, $2,000 for a system. Don't fall for it. Don't let greed take over. Get the information before you buy. We're going to take a look at the charts now. This isn't the live chart. This is a static chart, so I can kind of explain what's on here. The charts are pretty simple. Let me explain about the system now. It is designed to work on a 5-minute chart. That'll optimize the amount of trades you get with the amount of time you have to make a educated decision before you take the trade. I do have a few members who use it on the 60-second, but they have been trading quite a while. They did not start out on the 60-second, and I have a few members that have bumped up to the 15-minute because they're, to be quite blunt, they're trading higher dollar amounts and they really don't care about the volume of trades. They just need a couple trades a week because they're trading $500 to $1,000 a trade. Breaking down the chart, what we have is just your normal candlesticks. I prefer pin bars, but for this, so ease of seeing it, you have your candlesticks. This is what's called the confluence zone. Trading Axis is a confluence-based system. What that means is you are stacking up current market conditions with institutional reasons, combining the two, and when they match up, that's when you would take a trade. I'm big against the little fluffy magic arrows. I do give some alerts with the system. You'll get 2 types of alerts, and within the next month, 3 types of alerts. You get value charts, which if you don't know what value charts is, it's just an indication. It's a de-oscillation trend. It tells you, it helps you identify waves in the market, but it's very good at identifying overbought and oversold on some days when the market's ranging. If the market's trending, value charts is pretty much useless. So you'll get a value chart alert. You'll get something that's called a tab alert, TABB. That's a combination of several different indicators combined all in one. Reason being is sometimes when you're looking at the charts, you'll get 3 value chart alerts and then a tab alert. The first thing you're going to want to do is jump to the tab alert on your chart, review it, and then you can jump into the other ones and see which one is the best setup for you. So that's what the confluence zone is. It pretty much means that everything you're looking on the chart, once you get an alert, is in this box here. There's one thing that's not. This is your daily open right here. And we do have like weekly highs and things, but again, these are all just levels of confluence that are combined to help you to decide whether to take a trade or not. One of the other things that's in here is market conditions. I preach all day and all night about market conditions. If the market conditions are not there, then you don't want to trade. As we can see the chart now, we'd be looking for calls. Now, this is not saying you'd only take calls. It is saying a call is a stronger probability of an ITM than a put because of market conditions. But right below it, we're looking for calls, but it says current trend is trending, caution. What that means is the market's somewhat trending. We're looking for this to say ranging, not trending. Again, you can trade trending. If it's a call stronger and we have trending, you could take a call with the trend, but you definitely would then want to avoid a put. So if you have trending and the market's going up and this says the call stronger and you get a put alert or a put signal from value charts, you're probably going to want to pass. I put this in here to simplify people being able to understand market conditions, because the one thing that I see people fail at the most is not being able to recognize market conditions with a technical trading system. Since I put that in there, I've seen it's helped out quite a few people, let's say it that way, because now they can identify them easier. Other than that, I mean, if you have any questions of what's on the chart, feel free to leave a message I think I'm posting this on YouTube, so feel free to leave it on YouTube, or just hit me up on Skype. We'll take a look at some live charts real quick so you can see. I mentioned these are your alerts. You can see it's just value chart. We do have call alert right here, which is the one I mentioned. So it's saying a call alert on USD JPY. This was way back here. That was the last call alert we had on USD JPY. But we're looking put stronger, range bound. So what that means is right now the market, this indicator is saying, and it is not perfect. Again, this is a general guide for my newer traders or new people to it. But we're seeing a range bound. So it's saying, yes, what we want to see, the first step we want is a ranging market. With Trading Axis, the first thing you want is a ranging market. You don't want a trending market. You can, I'll get into it later if you ever get it, but you can trade a trending market with this system, but you have to have certain conditions there. So, but what we're looking at is range bound. Next, we have put stronger, which this is not in the current system, but it will be there in about 2 weeks. It's saying that we had maybe a valid put call. Okay, so basically you got your alert. The next thing you're going to do is jump to the chart. Let's take this candlestick for instance, if we would take this trade or not. We're going to think, and I'm going to walk you through what a trade looks like. Get your alert, jump to the chart. When you jump to the chart, one, do you have time to enter? We were a little bit late getting to this one, but we had an alert. So let's pretend we did have enough time. The next thing you're going to look at is, and let me do a screenshot for you so we can mark the chart. Because I want you to understand, like I said, I prefer people understand what they're getting into. And I'm not afraid to show my system because I don't see the point in hiding it. If you're going to try and ask someone to buy something or ask them to spend some time learning something, they should understand what they're getting into. Here was our alert candle. So what are we looking for? The first thing we're looking for is reasons to get in the trade. Price did hit all three of those reasons. What else did price hit? So there we go. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 reasons to get into the trade. Since I guess I'll put my money where my mouth is. This was a heavy news day. I'm not going to lie, if it loses or wins, I would have taken this trade. But the thing is, I'm using the same methodology consistently over time. So whether I take a trade and it wins or loses, if you send me this chart and it was a loss, I'm going to tell you good trade. I do not have the center of gravity on here, the regression cog, the little rainbow thing you could see. So while we're waiting this to finish up, let me run through how a trade works. First step, you get an alert. Second step, you jump to the chart and you're going to look to see if it's what we call core qualified. If it is core qualified literally takes you about 1 second to recognize. If it is core qualified, your next step is going to be moving on to identifying reasons. What you're doing as a confluence trader is you are building a wall for price to hit and then bounce off of it. Just think of it as throwing a ball against a wall. We want enough reasons for price to bounce. I already identified the reasons. We've got about a minute 56 left on this. So the next thing, once you've identified reasons and you've said, yes, I'm going to take this trade, then you're going to wait for entry. It does have a set of rules for entry, and we even actually have a little entry meter down here. This is the entry meter for you. So like I said, whether this trade wins or loses, this would be a good trade for me. I'll be very honest, I'm not trading today because of the news that's going on. I'll show you what I mean, so you don't think I'm crazy. This was today, and for me, this is a no trade day. News-wise, starting up with the U.S., well, we had starting up at 3:30 in the morning, but we had preliminary labor cost, preliminary non-farm NFP. God, I can't talk. Now we have Yellen speaking. That knocks me out of trading for an hour. We had mortgage delinquencies, crude oil, and right now we're coming up on a Lockhart speech. FOMC speeches I avoid like the plague. So for me, this is a no trade day because I know by just from past history that I'm not going to get the best results in the world. As we can see, this trade didn't bounce here. It's still a good trade. Like I said, if this would be on a non-news day, this would definitely be a day that I would be trading, and I would have taken this. And again, I mean, how many people are going to show you a losing trade in a video? I don't want to preach that everything in this is going to be dead perfect. It's not. You really need to be able to just learn to take losses with your wins. We got 45 seconds left, so we'll see what it does. And it's shooting up. So again, not perfect. Now if I was looking, do I have, just so you can see, we have another setup waiting for us right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if price came up to here and was overbought, oversold, we have another setup right here. And here, I'll show you. So we have another setup right here. And I would take, again, if market conditions met and I can meet all rules. So basically meaning if when price moves up to there, if I get, let me put a circle around it so I don't confuse. We have another setup waiting for us right there. So if price gets up to there and all rules are met again, which would means 1, I get an alert, 2, it's core qualified, 3, I can line up the reasons, and 4, I can get entry. And here, let's do this. Template. So even with the full system on here, I just loaded up the full system, this was a fully qualified trade. Now up here would be my next one, so price hasn't gotten there. So that's a little bit of a look at the system. You can see, I mean, typically when you see these videos of systems, they're going to just show you win trade after win trade. They'll do this and then, oh, this trade lost, so they're going to go back and cut this portion out of the video and come back to show you a winning trade. You need to be able to accept your losses with your wins. Typically, here's the way I look at it, is starting at 100%. There's no system that's going to be 100%. What I will say is about the highest you're going to hit, and I have days when I do higher than this, about the highest you are ever going to hit is 80%. Reason I say that, 20% of the time the market's going to have a random move and wipe out your trade. It's going to have nothing to do with you. It's going to have nothing to do with anything. It's just going to be a result of the market is random. You never know when someone's going to say, I want price a tiny bit higher, and push it a little bit higher, and you lose. And then all of a sudden, next candle, it drops and goes straight down. I'm getting a little off subject here. Let's take a look. Okay, so we took a look at the charts. Hopefully that explains enough about how the system works. Final words, I would say, I think I said my final words while we're looking at charts. Final words are, if it's something you're interested in, contact me first. Don't just jump into something thinking, hey, I'm going to make money. Trading, for me, like I said, trading for me became a passion. I'm not going to lie, I don't love trading anymore. It's a job. When I get up in the morning, it is a job now. But I just lost. If I would have lost that trade, I guess I can say I'm calm. I didn't take that trade. But for me, losing that trade would not have affected my mentality too much anymore. It used to be that I would get excited, worked up, jump up and down at winning and losing trades. Now for me, it's just a job. If you're willing to put in the time and work to get to that point, trading definitely is a viable option for you. Whether it's Forex, binary options, Nadex, whatever. But you just need to be willing to put in the time. Whether it's with Trading Access or any other type of system, again, I'm going to say this, don't jump around. Stick to one thing, learn it in and out, and it will greatly increase your chances of succeeding. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the quick little, probably not quick anymore, the quick little presentation about Trading Access. If you have any questions about it, though, please hit me up. Don't just jump into things. Nothing. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Again, I guess I could put in here. I didn't do that. Let's do new slide. If you need to contact me, it's BRYMCAFE. And this is on Skype. I'm sorry. It's MCA. Look for me on Skype under that, or just email me at. And this isn't just in reference. If you're looking at a system and you're thinking, hey, this might be something worth buying or something worth getting into, send me a screenshot if you can get a hold of one. If you can't get a hold of one, I think I already answered your questions on whether you want it or not. But if you have any questions, hit me up, blah. Summer is coming, so I will mention I am going to be... Summer is a difficult trading time, so I will be, as soon as I get everything set up, which will probably be tomorrow, I will be offering TA, but it's going to be at a discounted rate, because learning over the summer can be extremely frustrating. It is kind of a good time to learn, though, because you're going to see a lot of conditions where you need to learn not to trade. Once the summer's over, then the not to trade days start going away, but during the summer you're going to get more not to trade days than you are trade days. But it's still a great time to learn is what I tell people, but I also discount the system down for as it's the summer sale because it can be aggravating at times. But other than that, guys, there's the contact information. If you have any questions, please just hit me up, and have a great day.